Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 13th, 2024, and it's reported that Barcelona have found a new European investor for Barca Vision. Also, Hansi Flick attended Barca Atletic's training today, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. And finally, Andreas Christensen's statements have caused a lot of uproar. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Kickback. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links for Kickback and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, I'll begin with the news that Sport are reporting that Barcelona have found a European investor for Barca Vision. Now, as you know, Barcelona sold part of Barca Vision to the German investment fund Libero, who made the initial payment they were supposed to do, but then their second payment that was due back in December, worth around 40 million euros, they failed to pay that, and as a result, Barcelona sued them, and now they're supposed to pay another 60 million euros. And of course, it's expected that Libero are not going to pay that. So that's 100 million euros that Barcelona have not received from Libero for the purchase of Barca Vision, which is why I've been talking about for a while about Barcelona having a 100 million euro deficit in their budget, which they need to cover in order to achieve the 1-1 rule. Now, Barcelona have been hard at work to either close the Nike deal and get the 100 million euro signing bonus to cover the deficit, or get someone to buy the portion of Barca Vision that Libero have bought to cover that deficit as well, or of course both. And well, now it's reported that Barcelona have found a European investor who are willing to pay 40 million euros to buy a portion of Barca Vision. Now, Sport are reporting that Barcelona are expected to announce this deal, during the last week of June. Of course, the deficit has to be covered before June 30th. That's when the fiscal year ends. That's when Barcelona have to submit all their paperwork to La Liga. And if they haven't covered the deficit, then La Liga will issue, the next season's financial fair play limits. And Barcelona will be tremendously affected if they don't cover that deficit. So it's reported that Barcelona are set to announce this deal during that last week of June. Now, speaking of the financial fair play, let's talk about Hansi Flick, because the German coach was back at the Ciudad Esportiva, and this time he was watching the Barca Atletic training. Now, as I reported before, Hansi Flick arrived at the Ciudad Esportiva on Tuesday, where he met with Deco for 2 to 3 hours in order to discuss the makeup of the squad, to decide which players he would like to see stay, which players could be offloaded, and maybe what players could be promoted from the academy to the squad. And well, today Hansi Flick was back at work once again at the Ciudad Esportiva, where he attended the Barca Atletic training. Now, it's reported that the German coach was at the Barca Atletic training in order to observe the Barca Atletic players, to see what players can be promoted. Of course, he has spent some time studying the Barca Atletic players before he got the job, but now he wanted to see the players in person. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of conclusions Hansi Flick comes out of this after watching that training. And it's reported that all the work that Hansi Flick has been doing so far has been in regards to the current squad, not about any new signings, because of course, until we find out how much wage limit we have, how much financial fair play room we have to maneuver, until then Barcelona cannot really start planning the signings. So for now, Hansi Flick's work at the Ciudad Esportiva has only been limited to the current squad, on which players he will want to stay, which players could be offloaded, which players could be promoted, etc. And it's reported that during these initial meetings between Flick and Deco, Hansi Flick has been insisting that he wants both Ronald Araujo and Frankie de Jong to continue, because he believes that given Barcelona's current financial state, if either of those players are offloaded, Araujo or Frankie, or even both, that Barcelona would not have the financial muscle to replace those players with other players of the same quality. And because of that, Flick would like both Araujo and Frankie to continue. Of course, it's reported that the club have informed Flick that yes, they will continue. However, if they do receive a very high offer, you know, maybe 80, 90, 100 million euros for any of the two players, they would have to at least consider it. I'm not saying the sale would go through, but they would have to at least consider it given the club's difficult financial situation. Now let's end this video by talking about Andreas Christensen, because in his statements that he made today during an interview, he has caused a lot of uproar. Now we're gonna review the statements first. I'm gonna give you my opinion and then I do want to hear from you guys. But let's first begin with the statements, because the Danish defender said, "From the outside, I see that everyone seemed very chaotic. I see that everything seemed very chaotic. But the Barca management has been quite honest, keeping the players up to date with the situations that were occurring. Of course, it has been strange, but it has not been chaotic for the team, because from the beginning, they have told us what our situation was. I only hear good things from people who have worked with him," talking about Hansi Flick. "It will probably be a little different, and a little German discipline at the beginning will help us good. So I'm looking forward to it." So this is the statement that really caused uproar. That last statement where he says, "It will probably be a little different, and a little German discipline at the beginning will help us good. So I'm looking forward to it." So this statement has caused a lot of uproar, with a lot of people saying, you know, that Christensen is attacking Xavi, that he's saying that Xavi's, you know, practices or trainings lacked any kind of discipline, and this is why now Andreas Christensen is happy about Flick arriving, because he's gonna implement some discipline. And I did not read it that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think I agree with the sentiment or the statement that Xavi did lack discipline. I think we saw it during the matches, but I'm not going to go into that. I've talked about that extensively, but I don't think that's what Andreas Christensen was trying to say. I think he was more trying to give a compliment to Hansi rather than attack Xavi by saying, yeah, we have a new coach, he's going to bring some German discipline, it's going to be great, etc. You know, kind of like saying, you know, we're going to have a good coach and I'm excited to work with him, versus, oh, Xavi sucks and this coach is much better. I didn't take it that way. But I'm curious to hear what do you guys say, so let me know down below in the comment section. Do you think Andreas Christensen was attacking Xavi with these statements? Do you not? Let me know. Now, the statement that I was more surprised about, which seems to have flown under the radar and not many people are paying attention to it, but it's his first statement where he says, "From the outside, I see that everything seemed very chaotic, but the Barca management has been quite honest, keeping the players up to date with the situations that were occurring." So that really is the statement that more grabbed my attention, because he's saying, you know, this whole time where this whole chaos was going on and everybody was wondering what the hell was going on, he said that in the club, the players actually knew what was going on, that the board or Laporta or whoever was maintaining contact with them, updating them, letting them know exactly what was going to happen. So they knew the whole time, and it wasn't as chaotic as it seemed from the outside in. And that's really the statement that grabbed most my surprise, because, you know, we all went through this phase together and we all wondered what the hell's going on, why is this so chaotic? One day you would hear one thing, another day you would hear another thing. But Christensen is saying it was actually from the inside, it was not chaotic at all. They knew every step of the way what was going on, because the board was honest with them and because the board kept them informed. But anyways, that is all the news for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, peace, Barca.